Hey guys, welcome to Midwest Fantasy Football Week 7. This week's top scorer and biggest blowout came in the same game in which Alex's Funkle Up
Fun Uncle!
Close your eyes when you cross the street, buddy.
On your mark, scissors,
Go!
and then they died!
defeats Nick's Duchess of T-Bjork 149.28 to 117.1, a 32-point margin. Alex got 34.6 points from Kareem Hunt this week, and a trio of 20-point games from Phil Rivers with 23.1, Zach Ertz with 21.3, and 20.7 from Jarvis Landry. Nick got a well-rounded team effort led by the captain himself, Andrew Luck, with 22.7 points, and between 15 and 19 points from 5 other players. Unfortunately, the negative 0.5 points that you got from Matt Breda cost you a chance to compete with Alex here. Peyton Barber or Buck Allen on your bench could have gained you a couple points, but nothing significant. In this week's closest game, Chris's brown-eyed monster squeaks by my Justin Tucker Must Die 94.58 to 93.86, a mere 0.78 points. Chris's squad this week was led by Tom Brady's 21.68 points and Philip Lindsay's 18.5 points. For Chris, going against Justin Tucker Must Die must have had some sort of a jinx effect going on, as he missed his first ever point after touchdown. My squad was led by Matt Ryan's 22.26 points and Indy's defense, who put up 21 points against Buffalo. My screw-up of not getting Melvin Gordon out for the 8:30 game on Sunday, since I didn't get up before that, likely cost me a win, as his zero-point day really proved to be a critical failure point for me in this game. Despite the powerhouse offenses that these two teams have, previously 1 and 2 in the league in terms of scoring, we combined to put up the 2 lowest scores this week in the league.
What the hell's going on out here?
After talking about the 2 lowest scoring teams this week, the second highest and the 4th highest got into a good old-fashioned shootout.
I come here for a fucking shootout, right? A proper shootout with some proper men.
Drew's Undercooked Burger and defeated Jason's The Hammock District 145.8 to 128. Drew's squad got a pair of 25-point days from James White and John Brown, and 20 points from Baker Mayfield, who may just keep padding his stats by putting every game into overtime. For Jason, Emmanuel Sanders put up 24.3 points to lead his team, and 22 points from Saquon Barkley. Jay can probably blame Jacksonville for the loss here, as the 3.5 points that he got from Jacksonville's kicker, Josh Lambo, and their defense was almost exactly 17 points less than Drew's kicker and defense combined to score, which was about what the margin of defeat was in this game. Derek's Girlie's Gone Wild knocked off Josh's I Win 'Cause Y'all Drafted 131.6 to 109.9. Derek got a nice 28.6 points from Todd Gurley III. And 23 points from Jameis Winston. 5 other players scored in double digits for him as well. For Josh, Sterling Shepard led the team with 22.2 points, followed shortly behind with 21.3 points from Latavius Murray. Josh only had 1 player on his bench this week that was not on bye, and that was Cam Newton, who would have proceeded to lead the team in scoring with his 25 points. Had you started him over Drew Brees, which is understandable that you might have started Drew Brees over Cam Newton, so I don't think we need to fault you for that one. Brandon's once-in-a-generational team knocks off Eric's Drunk Choir Boys 110.28 to 103.82. Congratulations, Brandon, you got that win.
This calls for a victory tune. Now, a woman who'll kiss on a very first date is usually a hussy, and a woman who'll kiss on a second time out is anything but fussy. But a woman who'll wait till a third time around, head in the clouds, feet on the ground, she's the girl he's glad he's found. She's his shaboopy, 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 shaboopy. The girl who's hard to get. Shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy.
But you can win her yet.
Walk her once just to raise the curtain. Walk around twice and you make for certain. Once more in the flower garden, she will never get sore if you beg her pardon.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Squeeze her once when she isn't looking. Get a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pepper up, but she will never get sore on the way to supper.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, do.
Now, little old Sal's a no gal as anyone could see. Look at her now, she's a go-gal who only goes for me. Squeeze her once when she isn't looking. Get a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pepper up, but she will never get sore on the way to supper.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, do.
Shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy.
The girl who's hard to get.
Shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy.
But you can win her yet. Shapoopy, 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 that girl is hard to get. Shapoopy, 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 but you can win her yet. You can win her yet. Shapoopy!
All right. I made a touchdown.
This week, Brandon got 76% of his production from the trio of, hey, look, it's Patrick Mahomes on top, 35.8 points from Mahomes, 34 points from Marlon Mack, and 15.1 points from Brandon Cooks. You had a lot better luck this week. This is the fourth time this season that you've scored about 110 points, but it took you till week 7 to actually get that first win. For Pope 2.0, you got 27.6 points from LA's defense and 27.2 points from Odell Beckham Jr. Finally, Lee's I Want Some Butts defeats Pope's 1.0's Pump Squad 125.5 to 95.44. Man, Lee, that Thursday night game from Denver where they put up 35 points, I thought this was going to be your week. We really did. That you were going to get the high score and you were going to shut us all up. But unfortunately, your team on Sunday came up a little bit short. Despite getting you the win, you just still didn't quite get that high score. In addition to Denver, you got 26 points from Trey Burton and 21.5 points from Adam Thielen. The 0.1 points from Shady McCoy over Dion Lewis really cut your chance down to catch Alex's high score. For Pope 1.0, you got 21.9 points from Kerryon Johnson, 17.5 points from Kirk Cousins, and 16 points from Houston's defense. With the loss, that's 5 in a row for you. Quite the losing skid.
Snap out of it!
Tell them to go out there with all they got and win just one for the Gipper. Whatever Gipper is.
There was some new wagers this week. Last week, Wednesday, I asked Chris if he wanted to wager on the matchup, and he actually made the call that we should bet on each other's teams in the matchup. So the winner of this week's matchup had to buy a six-pack. And going into Monday Night Football, we still had Matt Ryan on my team to go versus Chris's Julio Jones, but Chris was confident that Matt Ryan would catch him, so he texted me right before the game started and doubled down on the wager. As previously noted, Chris won by 3/4 of a point, so 2 six-packs of beer is a heck of a consolation prize for that 3/4 of a point loss. Just as a heads up, we've officially started the home stretch on the regular season. Week 7 completion means that there's 6 weeks left to go in the regular season. 2 notable matchups this week are Chris and Alex, currently sitting first and third, are going head-to-head, and myself and Jay Money are going to go at it, currently sitting fourth and fifth. And finally, Nick's Dad Corner. The first one he had listed here was Josh. Congratulations, you were the first person to hit 50 losses in your career. You still got a championship. That's more than I do. Drew continues to womp on J Money all the time, moving to 6-2. Derek moves to 7-3 over Josh. Brandon gets his first ever win over Eric. Brandon does avoid making the record books, getting his first win, ending the losing streak at 6 games. It is, however, the worst start any team has ever had to start a season, so that is one that we can put your name down not next to. The season average so far for points scored for each team through 7 weeks is 116.13. In 2017, for reference, that number was 103.89, so almost 13 points higher than we were last year. And finally, with that stat of 116 points being the season average, the only person who has a score above that number and is a losing record is Lee, meaning you're having some bad luck so far. It may be turning around as you've won now 3 in a row, so we'll see if you can keep the hot streak going. Good luck, and we'll see you after week 8.